गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णू गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of this universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have started contemplating on the chapter number 10, that is the story of Dashura, and there we have completed two topics. First topic was Srushti Krama, and second topic was Dashura Tapa. So these two topics have been completed. Today we'll be starting the Putra Prabodhanam, the awakening of the sun. That is the third topic which we'll be starting. So before we start the third topic, let us take a little recap about the first two topics. Again, the purpose of contemplating on the essence of Yoga Vasishtha is to know the truth. Through these stories after stories, our mind is becoming more and more subtler and subtler, and it is going towards happiness, peace, tranquility, relaxed and cool approach towards the life. So that is what we require, and that is what has been given by this essence of a yoga Vasishtha as a booklet. And to all the speaker as well as to the listener, it is meant for that purpose only. So let us see quickly Srishti Krama, the manner of the creation. So mighty arm, that has been said by Vasishtha Rishi to Ram. Here the manner in which the body is assumed by Brahmin Supreme Spirit. Because actually it is what? It is the Supreme Spirit. It is only one without fragmented, one without undivided, one without unbounded. It's only self. We only feel that because of the sportiveness as if it is divided, but it is not divided by space and time. And then the principle has been told Akash, how Akash has been born, then air, then subsequently fire, then water and earth elements. So these all elements, how it has been made or it has come into existence, that has been said. In Paramatma only this world is projected. There is no inside and outside. So keep mouth shut. We have to keep quiet. Keep quiet itself will reduce our thought process, and moment thought process are reduced, mind will dissolve into the consciousness. By one's own divine potentiality, manifest world like fire burns everything by its own potentiality to burn. This Atma Tattva is unconditional by time, space, and object. For the sports, everything is happening. And because we are lost in cause and effect, we are asking why God has been created the world. All the problems of this world can be dissolved in the one word that is called as Leela. Either take it as a Ram Leela or a Krishna Leela. In Leela, everything is necessary, good, bad, both. This is how the world is. There is nothing to argue about it. When the space exists, objects are projected. When the influence of time, space, and object are violent, then we are the Jiva. When there is zero, then we are Paramatma. And when it is not much, then we are the seeker. We are essentially in these three stages, either a seeker or a Paramatma or Jivatma. So, mind is consciousness if it is uninfluenced by time, space, and object. Jiva is also a phenomena, it is not an individuality. Paramatma, which is identified with the gross body, is called as a Jiva. So, this is due to some kind of imagination in the mind, Vasana, and involved, agitated with the worldly things. But what actually it is, objectless awareness is Chidakash. That is a solid conscious existence. And moment of this space is an air. So, hey Rama, look at the world as long, long dream. It is born out of the imagination. When Sankalpa is quietened, nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Life is just a time pass with people says, who cares? So how to achieve this? Where you are, whatever you are, whenever you are, be 100%. So when you are in utter present, you can't be but just happy, happy, happy. When you think, you cannot laugh, and when you laugh, you cannot think. So sankalpa and vikalpa creates desire, personality, past and future, comparison and individuality, and ego is born. So never insist for anything in life. We have to learn to listen to the no, and we have to learn also to say no. We have to learn ability to listen to the no, and then only we'll get the freedom. What is not there, don't desire. You will be always happy. Whatever is there, enjoy. So praptam praptam uparate nashtam nashtam upekshitam. So whatever is there with you, be happy, enjoy that, and whatever is not there with you, just be relaxed. Nothing going to happen in this life because it is only a projection which has been shown here as a long dream. It is only an imagination. In a fraction of a second, which is nothing but consciousness, has a potentiality to project objects. So in it projects the space. And what is the tanmatra of the space? It is sound. Moment of space is called as air. And likewise, through this Pancha Mahabhuta, that is sky, then air, then fire, water, and then earth. These are the Pancha Mahabhutas. We get engrossed with them, and either we suffer in the life or we enjoy. So, how is that? Like electricity is passing through the bulb under n number of conditions, then only what happens is we get the light. But before this was invented, the bulb was also there, electricity was there, and light. Are they were not there? They were very much there, but they were not discovered. And that's why the discovery is just a phenomena. Similarly, Jiva is just a phenomena. It is not an individuality. So when you think you can't live, then what happens is you're not thinking, then naturally you'll be always happy. When you laugh, you can't think, and when you think, you can't laugh. So when there are no sankalpa vikalpa, mind dissolves in the consciousness. So again, the mind minus the thought process is equal to the consciousness. Reduce thought process as much as you can. I was reading one of the articles of Papaji from Lucknow, a very profound saint who was till recent time he was there, and he said very nicely, if you really want to know the truth, keep quiet. Moment you keep quiet, what happens is all your thought process starts shrinking and your mind will automatically go into the consciousness. So sankalpa vikalpa only creates desire, personality, past and future, comparison, individuality and ego. So we have to see that we remain cheerful, happy, blissful, contented and over and above and relaxed and cool under all the situation of the life, so that will not create any havoc. Relative world will not create any havoc in our personality. So purpose of the study of scripture is very clear. Come back to our divine nature. We have to come back to our divine nature. And that is what has been told through the first topic, that is Srishti Krama, that we have seen. And pure consciousness is subtler than the subtlest. It becomes gross due to its own Shakti. Individuality is born in a conscious space. The whole world is coming out of through what? Consciousness, blissful existence. The whole world comes out of that. And pure consciousness is the subtlest. Attributeless reality is hidden in various hour or thickening of the mind. So the whole world is coming out only of the conscious blissful existence. This has to be practiced again and again, then only our thoughts will become appropriate to the divinity. So don't become special in life. You are a non-specific existence, that is what is the truth. So this was regarding the evolution, how the person is evolved from, as if evolved from that undivided consciousness and become as an individuality. Then subsequently, Dashura Tapa, the second topic, austerities of Dashura has been started, wherein we have seen that he is the son of sage and he residing in the forest in the land of Magadha, and there he suffered because of death of mother and father, and he was verily weeping. Rudrodaha, Shokamagno Rudrodaha. What happens is then the forest deity consoles him and says, O son of sage, very wise one, why do you weep like an ignorant man? This is a phenomenon of life. Why you weep? Virtuous one, the condition of worldly existence is always like this. It is always transient. It is always fickle. One is born, one is brought up, and one perishes. This is for certain. Srushti Sthiti Laya is always common. So why you are worried about that? So after he getting consoled by the forest deity, then what he did is he has performed the subsequent rites of the deceased father mother. But again, the ego was very much there, profound. So he said, if such world is there, so unless I see a pure place, I will not touch this earth. And then he climbed the Nepa tree, and then he has gathered the creepers over there and sat there in a yogic position to meditate. Good part is that he's meditating. So he was meditating, and slowly what happens, the thought process reduced, and he went into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And there, after which he did all obligations and all the stuff, he has understood what the life is like this. He has understood the truth of the life. And in his mind, when it becomes stainless in course of time, extended knowledge, born of mental tranquility, perform entire within. So what happens is his mind becomes very settler. And so he has understood one thing, is spiritual life is you are the substratum of the whole world and nothing can disturb you. He has understood by meditating on the Nepa tree. And the very nice example, because we are doing this Yoga Vasishtha studies, when Sri Rama was told to go to the forest because he was Prabhutva, after which he initially he has done the course on the essence of Yoga Vasishtha, he was knowing that it is all the drama going on, nothing is real. So he was happy going to the forest. He was happy going to the forest. He was happy getting incarnation, coronation ceremony. He was happy everywhere. Nowhere he was unhappy. So, example, very nice example is given. Man itself is reflected as husband or a son or a grandfather. But actually, true nature is man only. Similarly, there are the wrinkles on the shirt. But wrinkles get removed by ironing, and only one wrinkle we keep on the shirt, that is the crease for its beauty. So, what the Kadhopanishad says about this is Sa Kashta Sa Paragati. This is absolute consciousness, there is nothing other than that. So, it is only blissful existence, one without secondarity. None other than that, not devil, only we see that. So, it is a solid conscious existence, that is Chidakash. So when you are interacting in Budakash or interacting in Chintakash, still you are very much in Chidakash. So catch that Chidakash whether you are in a Bhutakash or in a Chintakash. So by now all these activities, by now so much of studies we did, we understood one thing is whatever is happening to our mind, it is because of our own foolishness or our own uh, selfishness. What you can say is sometimes our mind becomes miserable, sometimes it becomes happy. This is all because of us. There is no outside conditioning for the mind. So in the happiness, you cannot give happiness to anyone. Some people say, I'll give you happiness. They only try to create some recreation methods, but happiness cannot be transferred. Happiness is not an object, and that individual is squarely responsible for all his miseries and happiness because he has not understood how to mind his mind. So I don't know only I don't know only how I got married. And some people say that, oh, it is not a good event, so he feels sorrowful. And young people, you go and ask him, oh, I'm very happy I got married, so he's joyful. So this is both the things are imagination, sorrow or joyful. In a marriage is imagination, and it is very much relative to that individual. But actually, what is happening is this is a trick of mind. ये अपने mind की trick है. It is taking you very much in the relative. It will make you for sometimes sorrowful. It will make you sometimes joyful. And total mind is never miserable. Total space is never polluted. Individual mind itself is called as samsar. And samsar begins, and individual space only smells bad. If you take a total space, it will not be feeling bad. So when you go to the sleep, what happens is your individuality is suspended. And for that time you feel peaceful. So in Jagruti, When you are awakened, in a waking state, don't take the things seriously. Don't blame anyone for your miseries. We are self-sufficient to do our life to be miserable. Equally, we are self-sufficient to be happy. So, for the purpose of remaining happy always, what you have to see, we have already done few of the mantras. Wherever you are, whatever you are, whenever you are, be happy. 100%. Second is देखो सुनो बोलो मत. Nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Na kuch pana, na kuch khona. So many things we have mantras we have said. And if you really practice this in your life, will you always cheerful and happy under all the conditions. So, in a family or in a group, never try to become a leader. Always take the position of a simple and disciplined man. And that's what has been now told through the third topic, that is Putra Prabodhanam. So now the third topic we are starting after a little brief introduction of first two topic, that is evolution of a man from that infinite. And secondly, we have seen the Dashur Tapa. When he has done the Tapa, tapasya is not for torturing our body. Tapasya is only for remaining cheerful, happy under all the situations of life. So now let us see the 29th shloka, what it wants to say. Putra Prabodhanam, the awakening of the sun. Vanadevi tata tamcha sutam kanta maya chata. Now this Vanadevi, which has given him advice to remain tranquil. Now what she is doing? Then the forest goddess begged him for a dear lovely son. She has asked for a son. So this Prabhutva, this Dashura who has now already attended the blissful state, what it says, Dashuro dayaya atasya pushpam datva vyasarjatam ata dirghena kalena tatra savana devata dvada shamda mupadaya sutam munimupayayo. Dashura, out of compassion, having given her a flower, sent her away. He gave a flower and sent her away. Then, after a long time, that forest goddess, taking her 12 years old son, approached the sage there in that forest. What now? She has brought that 12-year son, and now what she is saying? She says, Krato mayasha sarvasam kala namapi kovida jnanam tasva bhavaneva krupayoda dishatviti taya proktam tada putram bahudeva abodayat. She said, this son of mine has been made proficient in all the arts by me. She has already taught him all the arts. May your honor himself teach him out of compassion the supreme knowledge. So now you may be knowing all the knowledge. Maybe you may be knowing arts. You may be knowing engineering. You may be knowing physician's job. You may know all worldly things you may be knowing. But if you really want to know the supreme knowledge, then you have to come to the wiser person. So this Devi was knowing. Thus Devi brought that son to Dashura, and then, thus told by her, then it started teaching her son. Dashura now is saying, and what is the state of that son? And how we are also correlated with that son's activity is very nicely been told through the next six shloka. Dashura Uvacha Swattha Namo Nrupam Kashchit Vikyato Bhuvanatre Yasyanushashanam Sarvo Shiro Vidharayanti cha. There is a certain king named Swattha. Now he started again telling story to this his son. There is a certain king name as called as Swattha. Swattha means self-arising, renowned in the three worlds, whose commands all bear on their heads, all respect highly. All the three worlds mean Patalok, Bhulok, and Akashlok. All everywhere his commands have been accepted. Now, त्रयस्त्य महाबाहो दह विहरन क्षमा जगताक्रम्य तिष्ठन्ति उत्तमाद्यम मध्यमा. There three are the bodies of the mighty armed ones which are capable of going about for pleasure. They, the highest, lowest, and middling, exist extended over the world. 35th. वोमनेव हि जातोऽसु तत्रैव च स्थितिः गता चतुर्दश महारथं नगरं तेन निर्मितम्. He was born only in the sky, and there itself did he attain to this position. The city with 14 highways was built in him. So now what is telling is, Dashura is telling the story of the Swatta, the king of Swatta. Now we have to identify who is this king Satta. What is it? He says he has been respected in all the three worlds. Patalok, Bhulok, and Akashlok. This is Swatta. Then second what he says, he is a mighty armed one, capable of going about for pleasure. He can go anywhere. Highest, lowest, and middling. Exist, extend all over the world. He can go anywhere. He was born in the sky, and there also he did attain to the position. and city with the 14 highways was built by him. So next shloka, when we finish three more shloka, we'll come to who is this Swatta. व्यापी सप्तकं भूष्टक भूषाण्डक द्विपद्व विराजितं नाना अपवरका सृष्ट नवद्वार vibhushita. The city was rich in the ornaments in the form of seven bells and illuminated by two lights or lamps. There various inner apartments were created, adorned with nine openings. So now you must have got some feeling of this. So now he's talking about only our bodily structure. Swatta, self-arising. How is that Swatta? These are rich. The city was rich in ornaments in the form of seven hills. So now seven hills means seven chakras. And two lights means these lights, two eyes are there. And there are various inner apartments adorned with nine openings. Our body has nine openings. So he is only telling something about our own body to his son. Deshwa, Teshwantam vividam kridam karoti yeshi mahipati nirmayantam puram gatva tatau Taya Dhavati. Within them, this king performs various kinds of sport, creating another city, going there, getting up from there, or leaving it, he runs. So now this body, there is embodied one, and he keeps on moving in that body. And last shloka in this Putra Prabodhanam is Sveneva Vyavastasto Kadachi Na Paribhuyate Mudameti Kadashitya Dukkito Smiti Shochati. By his own action, he overcome at some times or the other. Sometimes he obtains joy and sometimes he is mourn and distress. So this been total story been told to this Putra. After this got he got awakened, he got wiser. This Dashura, who was sitting on the Nepa tree, when he was meditating, he got Atma Prasadam, mental tranquility. How the mental tranquility is obtained? Mental tranquility is obtained only by one thing, that is, his mind become more and more subtler, more and more subtler. Thoughts process has been reduced, and mind finally merged into the consciousness. And after that, he is given the Putra Prabodhanam. And what is that? The Shura Uvacha. He says, certain king, the king is very much here sitting in our loving heart, self-arising. He has been respected in all the three worlds. That is the Patal Lok, Bhulok, and Akash Lok. Everywhere is respected. He has the nine openings and two lights, and city full of seven wells, and with all ornaments. And he performed this sports inside our body. And he is sometimes happy, he sometimes miserable, because he considers this duality as very much correct. But that's what is the life. So we have to come out of this by knowing that this swatta which is there, this is only in a relative existence. And how to come out of this? Jahi vidhi rakhe ram tehi vidhi rahiye. You have to remain tranquil, blissful, cheerful, happy, contented, and all about relax and cool under all the situation. But what we do is we take this whole burden of this union on our head, and we suffer. We suffer because we only give the relative status to it. Recognize this trick of mind. Recognize the trick of mind and relax. Three kinds of body which are created are sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. But what we have to remain is, we have to remain in a Kevali Bhav. Kevali Bhav is one without second. Only laugh it away. This world you have to laugh it away. Leading a spiritual life and not becoming an extraordinary. That means we have to go beyond the three gunas. Tamogun is materialistic world, Rajogun is active world, and Sattvagun is cool world. Should not be issue to us. We should be happy on all the situation. When the sankalpas are cancelled, so what happens is Yogaratova, Bhogaratova, Sangavina, Sangavina, Nandati, 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 Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam. So there is a Charpat Pancharika Stotra which says either you are very much involved in the work or you are withdrawn from the world. Your mind should always remain tranquil. His mind is without form and it is away from the Triputi, that is experience, experiencer, and experiencer. And he is only focusing on the truth that we are. How to do that? First suppress and then dedicate. Suppression followed by the education leads us to sublimation. First suppress. Suppress means what? We have to suppress the outwardly thoughts. Mind is going outside. Tell your mind, dekho, suno, bolo mat. See, hear and don't talk. So what will happen? It will go into the tranquility. So we are, for example, take an example like we are getting angry. When you are getting angry, don't evoke anger. Instead of that, Leave that place and start doing some physical work. Go to the gardening, go to the garden and start digging there and put some manure and put some water to that plant. The anger will go up in a just like that. So initially the anger is suppressed and subsequently what we say is samatvam yoga uchyate. Mind has to be controlled by the mind. अपने मन को अपने को ही कंट्रोल करना है, बाहर से कोई आके कंट्रोल नहीं करना है, करने वाला है. So thank your mind. Just thank him and tell him, don't react at this time. This is not the time to react. If somebody is violent in the home, so don't react at that time. You may give piece of advice subsequently, but don't react. And this is possible only when we do the afternoon meetings. सत्संग जब करेंगे तभी अपना माइंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग में रहेगा. Then only our mind will understand. Yes, we have to remain tranquil, cool, peaceful, cheerful, happy, and relax under all the conditions. And not doing tapasya like this Dashura was doing, torturing his own body, and that is not a spiritual practice. Spiritual practice, even if you do for 1,000 years tapasya, it is not going to do it because kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsar is going to hit you unless you transcend all of this. And this transcending is possible only when you mind your mind. So without renunciation of thinking process, imagination, projections, unless this is done, there is no other way to know the truth. अपने को रिनाउंस करना पड़ेगा. क्या क्या रिनाउंस करने का? थिंकिंग प्रोसेस, इमेजिनेशन, प्रोजेक्शंस, ये सब छोड़ना पड़ेगा. When you leave this, then only you will be 100% happy. So what has to be done? Lesser you are projecting, happier you are. So relax, 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 and don't create sankalpa. This is what the advice has been given by this Dashura to his son. And he has also become like Dashura, his father, and his mind also become tranquil, cool, blissful, and happy forever. This was the Putra Prabodhanam. Through the his Putra, the Putra's mind, the son's mind has got Prabodhanam. He has got awakening. And similarly, our mind has also got awakening, at least little bit by listening to this very beautiful story of the Sura. With this prayers, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramachandra Arpanamastu, submitting the divine fruits to the holy feet of Sri Ramachandra. Two more topics are remaining. That will take it tomorrow.